Hi folks, welcome back inside Manhattan Athletics. Christian Heimall speaking with the head coach of Manhattan Women's Lacrosse, Elizabeth Weber. Coach, the last time you and I spoke, it was the preseason, and yet to really get into it with this team, still trying to figure out what the girls were going to be able to do within the style that you wanted. What have you learned about your team here so far through the first preseason, the first couple games?
I think we've learned a lot about each other. I think there have been a lot of great things that I've seen, and I don't think we have come together as a unit per se totally, but we're getting there. And it's taken, each game we've progressed, so it's not like we've taken any steps back. And I think the biggest thing I'm trying to ride home to them is you got to learn from your mistakes. I mean, you can't just have a game that you take into double overtime, or you play Rutgers 6-3 and you don't learn from that experience. Every experience we're learning from, and every experience, whether it be Rutgers, Albany, or Bryant, we're getting better, and we're right there.
Where do you see the biggest success the team has had so far?
I think for us it has been our defensive end. We are very strong, having Christina and Cage, and then having leaders on the defensive end like Caitlin Hines, Alex. We also have our middies coming in like Claire Karras, Cunningham, Meg Yaruso. Like, we get it on the defensive end. Now it's us getting it on the attacking end.
How do you go through that in practice? Is that something that's just repetition, watching film? What is it?
For us, it's really repetition. It's breaking it down to the little things. I don't think that has ever really happened for them before, and you can't just go out to every practice and be like, hey, let's just scrimmage. Like, after every single one of our games, if you ask any of the girls, it's what did you do that practice? We broke down the things that we weren't doing well, whether it be ground balls, whether it be transition, whether it be our cradle because we were hanging our six, whether it be our turnovers, you know. So it really comes to the little things, and I tell them before every game that those make up the big picture for us.
You brought up Christina a while ago, Defensive Player of the Week in the MAG. How key is it having someone with her veteran skill set back there?
It's awesome. She gets it. She comes up with the big saves. She really is the anchor back there, and she has been playing tremendous the past 3 games. I know she wasn't very happy at the end of Bryant, but you know what? What can you do? We didn't get beat on transition attack. We got beat on the 8-meter, basically.
When you look at the veterans on this squad, and obviously they're key for a first-year head coach, but how much nicer is it when you've got those veterans defensively to help out?
It's nice. I would say even as a coach and even as a player, I think it's harder to understand the defensive end than it is the attacking end. But right now it's the opposite for us. It's easier for us to understand the defensive end than not the attacking end. So, you know what? I think the seniors are really contributing in junior class to like helping the freshmen and sophomores get it and understand what is expected and what's needed to be done on the field for us to start winning some games.
No, it wasn't the result you were looking for, but getting to play that first home game here at Gaelic Park, what was it like for you?
It was exciting. It was a great opportunity to play Albany. They're a very tough opponent. I think we did a lot of things that were good. A lot of things that we could have worked on, like our turnovers killed us in that game. But that game in Rutgers prepared us for the play that we had at Bryant.
So when you look at Bryant, you talk about getting better with every single game. What do you take from Bryant into your next contest against Wagner?
I think for us, it's, as I told the girls after the game, like, don't hang your heads, like, don't be disappointed. I think you played awesome, and you played an entire 60-plus minutes, and I don't think that the program has been there. Like, when have we ever had to play a full 60-plus minutes in the past 2 or 3 years? And we use that as a stepping stone, and going into Wagner, we know what it takes to now beat a team if we get back into double overtime. And I think just taking Bryant into double overtime is building our confidence one game at a time, because, I mean, coming off the season that they had last year, the confidence is pretty low. But I think hanging with the Rutgers, hanging with the Bryant has really brought their confidence up, and they're like, we can do this now. We know we can win.
So what have you been working on for your upcoming week, Wagner, St. Joe's at home?
Actually, we're focusing on us. I think a lot of times, whether any coaches, we tend to focus too much on the other team. Like, we won't start focusing on Wagner until today. We won't start focusing on St. Joe's until either Thursday or probably Friday. I think we use Monday to get better on the things we need to get better at, and we use today to still get better on things that we need to go over and get better on, and then kind of talk about Wagner. But I don't like to overwhelm them with all that other stuff.
Manhattan with 2 games this week. They're on the road taking on Wagner, and then home again against St. Joe's. For complete scheduling information, you can catch gojaspers.com. Don't forget, you can follow Manhattan Women's Lacrosse on Twitter as well, at WLaxManhattan. And you can join us inside Manhattan Athletics on gojaspers.com.